everybody, my name is AJ. Welcome to Ways to Human. Think of it as the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, but for humans, like a human user manual. So I will be talking a lot about how to use critical thinking, to use logic. It's okay to not know a lot of things. There is no shame in admitting that you were previously coming from a less informed place. That is perfectly fine. You can admit that you did not know better and that now you do, or to continue to learn so that you do know better things. I've always enjoyed learning. Science is extremely important to me. I grew up with so many books. My mom had walls and walls of books in every room. So I really enjoyed learning about the world around me. And the best resource I had were books. So I'm really grateful that today we have so much knowledge at our fingertips, literally. So if you have a phone, a computer, and Alexa, you have access to information that we did not have back then. What is science, anyways? I am going to read the definition from the dictionary. Science, the systematic study of the structure and behavior of the physical and natural world through observation, experimentation, and the testing of theories against the evidence obtained. This means that we use the scientific method to study the world around us. Be a skeptic and ask questions all the time. Do not settle for an answer if it doesn't make sense to you. If you think that there is a different answer, that there's more to it, then continue to learn and continue to ask questions about it. Evidence is the key ingredient to science. That is why we look for evidence. And when we are trying to reach a conclusion, that is the main goal: to research, experiment, collect data, allow others to repeat those experiments, and make sure that they are getting the same results. Now, once you have this, it's called a theory. When most people say theory, what they actually mean is a hypothesis. The word theory is pretty misunderstood. Theory is not just a guess. In science, a theory has mountains of evidence behind it. That is why we call things like gravity or cells theory, because we have plenty of evidence to make sure that that is as accurate as it gets right now. The theory of evolution is also another one that a lot of people believe that just because it has the word theory behind it, that it is not fully understood. And that is not correct. The theory of evolution is a fact. We have plenty of evidence about it. What we are missing is little bits of information to better understand it. Just because we may in the future discover ways that it may be a little bit different, it doesn't discredit everything that is already known about it, all the evidence that we have of it. Sometimes people say, well, they got it wrong, so that means that science is wrong. No, it's not quite like that. What this means is that there could be quite a few factors at play here. It could be that the scientist had specific biases. For example, if I ask a 2-year-old what 2 plus 2 is, they may say orange. So you have to look at the experience, the knowledge, the education of the person before you take that evidence as a fact. A great example of the misuse of science was Andrew Wakefield. This was about 20 or so years ago. Andrew Wakefield made a claim before he asked a question. That is another big mistake that a scientist can make, putting the answer before the question. He said that vaccines cause autism. He didn't ask what causes autism. He put the answer first. He basically made up evidence and released it to the public. When other scientists tried to recreate his experiment and were not coming up with the same answers, they started wondering what is going on. And that is when they discovered that he had falsified a lot of his research. Even unfortunately, his research was published, and so people took these words as facts. And that is understandable because it was put in a medical journal that was trusted. So that led to a lot of misinformation, unfortunately, that still stands today. A lot of people still believe that vaccines cause autism, even after the medical journal retracted that study. People already deeply believe that autism was caused by vaccines. Now, this does not mean that we should not trust science. I truly believe that we need to teach kids, humans, adults, everybody how to communicate science, how to read science, how to understand science, because it is such a powerful tool. Knowledge, science, education, they affect the decisions that we make. In order to learn and grow, we have to be able to accept information that is not necessarily aligning with our current beliefs. This is one of the reasons why I am so passionate about the separation of church and state. Science evolves and changes, and a lot of people have the misconception that this is a bad thing, but it's not. Think about it. Newton's gravity, for example. When we think about that, we think, oh, he had it wrong. Not quite. He didn't have it wrong. It was just incomplete. When Einstein came along and he added his knowledge to what Newton had already accomplished, we had a more complete version of gravity. And I have no doubt that we still have it not quite complete. It doesn't mean that the original was wrong or that we cannot trust it. Just because we don't understand something doesn't mean that it isn't true. It just means, yes, it is true that sometimes we ask questions that don't have an answer, but it doesn't mean that we're never going to have them or that we don't have any understanding of it yet. Science is the best explanation that we have for the natural world around us. So, the short answer to the question of whether we can trust science is yes, because it provides us with evidence to corroborate the real world around us. Thank you for hearing me out today, guys. I really appreciate it. I hope that this channel will start to grow, and I really look forward to sharing everything I've learned, everything that has made my life better, everything that will make your life better. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button so that my videos will be shared with more people.